Just a friendly disclaimer, we're not a medical advice. We do not subscribe to medical advice. We are sharing information to enhance your life, to enhance your mental health. And again, this is just a friendly disclaimer. Anything concerning our videos is not intended for a medical professional. It does not replace any medical professional advice. Please seek your medical professional team for anything concerning your mental health, physical health. Again, we are here for you.
Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome into a Wednesday show. This is the Pit Stop Show number 31. I'm so excited to have something like this rolling. I'm glad that it still exists. I can't wait to see what comes forward after this and around this. It's been a decent week, rough week, a long week. I'm so glad that I'm off tomorrow. I'm so glad that I get some rest. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to check in with whoever stops by, as well as my mom, Shannon Grace Chappelle, the opulent one that will be joining me in just a moment. But yeah, this is a Wednesday show from 7:30 to 8 p.m. We usually only run it for like 30 minutes unless we get into a subject a little heavy, then we might add some extended time. But this is our mental health check-in for the Pit Stop Show number 31. And what I'm going to do first is bring my mama, Shannon Grace Chappelle, the opulent one. Hey, mommy, how you doing?
Hey Trevor, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm feeling good. I was saying that.
You look
Um,
good.
thank you, thank you. I was saying that I'm exhausted.
uh,
I'm
yeah,
exhausted. I'm so glad to be off tomorrow. But I was saying at the same time it was a decent week. And when we
yeah.
was talking real briefly before we started, I was saying that you gave me a new perspective on some things and how to view things.
Oh,
And
cool.
that gave me some encouragement. And when you don't look at something as being so heavy on you, or you look at something and you may be a little bit more dramatic about it than you need to be, and somebody says something that kind of
Yeah,
makes you like, okay, thank you.
yeah.
So that has opened up some things for me and got me thinking about other things this week. So I appreciate you for that, because
Oh, no problem.
um, yeah, because I was at first I was like, I don't know what I want to do with certain movements that I'm making. So I appreciate the clarity. But how are you? Let me turn it to you. How are you doing?
I am okay. Of course, the usual aches and pains that you get when you get a little older.
That's all right.
But
Can't do
yes,
nothing about that, so that's okay.
oh yes. Other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I have been, crafting. I have been, refocusing negative energy to that. And
Yeah,
I tell you that that's something that I didn't really quite realize, that is a good go to, you know,
yeah,
even if it's the
yeah,
simplest thing for me to go
yeah,
and make the mixture and everything to and just decorate it, decorate the figurine or whatever I'm doing. And I have other ideas and stuff too. So I'm trying to redirect all the negative feelings or just the those
yeah,
days to that.
yeah.
And I just have so many other things that I'm going to work on, and I can't wait to share.
I'm happy to see
I
you
will
in the
also, yeah, I will also say this too. I have been talking about, I'm transparent with that, with switching my therapist. I had
Hmm.
some unfortunate things happen with the old one, but it's really funny how you can be really upset about a situation, and then
Hmm.
once you're out of it and you redirect yourself to a new one, then as best as you can, it's kind of
Yeah,
like, dang, why didn't I do that in the first place?
that's
Why did
exactly
it
why I
take
said thank you.
for Yeah, why does it take for all that to happen? No, it's not that serious, but it was really a blessing in disguise because I was able to find, um, after all this time, a therapist that really fits me.
I'm happy
She's
for that.
very, for one, what's great, she's a, African American, person of color, therapist and a psychiatrist at the
Hmm.
same time.
I know
She's
that's
just
right.
providing therapy sessions with me,
Right.
and it seems like she really, really does care with
That's what you're
the
supposed to
people
feel
that she's
like.
treating. And I
Yeah.
never really have had that before. Sometimes you can get into that situation with therapy, and this is the thing that makes it kind of like, ugh, I ain't going there. When the
I ain't
people,
trying to deal with that. I know what you
I
mean.
ain't trying to deal with that. They don't care,
Yeah.
But I think you do
Shout
have
out to
to
everybody that's in here. Hello. Don't be
shout
afraid to say
out.
hello, y'all. Thank you for stopping by.
Hello everyone.
Yeah.
So I think that you have to do that. So making that change is actually, something, that's really, going to help me. So that's
I'm
pretty much
happy
what
for
I've been
that.
doing. Like I said, look, crafting like my life depends on it.
Now I know
But
you're not going to be sharing it right now, but do you mind saying what it is that you're working on?
well, I'm working on two things. I am doing the thinker molds
That's
now
my favorite.
in
Yeah.
epoxy resin. And what that is three individual pieces. Each one has a different pose as if they were thinking. The
Yeah.
hand, with the one hand on the edge of the face with the head tilted, the
Hmm.
hands underneath, both hands underneath the chin, that type of thing. So it's a
Exactly.
very popular figurine, and you know, I'm learning how to use that. There's a process in that. Each new mold. I'm
Okay.
doing
Good to
that,
see you.
and I'm also, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm
I'm
also,
out here.
doing candles now, candle holders, and I'm
That's
getting ready
pretty
to do
cute.
a clay on canvas painting. That's the next thing that I'm going to start working on,
A
experimenting with.
clay on canvas. Yes.
Yes, clay on canvas. You will have to
I know
see
that's
it.
right. I'm excited about that.
Very interesting. I'm just very excited. I'm
You know
excited
what?
about learning.
Can I say one thing to you?
Yes, sir.
Little confessional right now to those that are watching whatever with us. Just a little confessional from me to my mom. Okay, so I used to be a little, how can I say, a little not jealous, but when you started, when like whatever with you and Libby started to bring out like the artistry, like I always seen you making pillows and stuff like that. So I ain't gonna act like I didn't get to witness, but I'm like, you just gonna try to trade me up, and y'all making arts and crafts, y'all making pottery and jewelry.
Oh,
So,
oh gosh.
I'm happy to say as the big brother, I'm doing this, portion with mommy, but
You know what?
you
I
know,
will stop you right there because I think what I exposed to each one of you individually was
yeah,
where I was at the time,
yeah.
strongly.
I
So,
do, I feel that though.
yeah.
Yeah,
So poetry, I'm still into that, but it's
yeah,
still, I get interested in other things. So I
yeah.
was taking you to many venues, and actually, you
I
kind
do
of
remember
opened up
that
for me
the
when you were
poetry
little.
spot. I do remember that. Yes,
I took you to an age appropriate venue,
yeah. Age
and
appropriate,
you were
everybody.
kind of
Just to clear the
age
air.
appropriate.
Right.
Every place is not for everybody, not family friendly.
That
So
part.
I would take you there and expose you to that, as well as exposing you to different music that was not
Yeah,
in your genre. And I think that
exactly.
that has stuck with you. I think
I got
the
so much of
creative
a
side has
playlist
always
from
been
you.
there.
The Lauren
Oh
Hills
yeah,
and the Maxwell and all of that. Don't forget that little song I
the
used to sing all the
Maxwell,
time. So
and
I
then
remember.
Donny
Yeah.
Hathaway, Minnie
Yep.
Riperton,
Yep.
expose you to those things. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
But that's my long answer, y'all. So, but I'm doing all right, and that's what's
Yeah.
going on with me right now and this
That's what's
week.
up. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see some of those things coming to the forefront for real, and it being therapeutic, and could be possibly monetary if you even choose to go in that route. But
Oh
I
yeah,
love to
if you
see it.
can,
So yeah, I love to
if
see
you
it. But
can.
one thing I want to
Now,
slide into because, oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead. Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead. What were we saying?
okay. No, I was just gonna say one thing that I wanted to slide into because we on the subject of the school, so it's a lot of kids going back to
Yes.
school right now. Some are not in school yet, but it's coming soon. So
Mm-hmm.
the subject matter is really I want to get your opinion on clothing. Clothing when it
Yeah.
comes to like, because you know how we are. Like, let's be honest. Whoever stopped by or
Yes.
watched this late or whatever, I hope you comment
Yes.
or just reflect because we all felt like we had to go to school fresh and we had to have the best Jordans. And
Uh-huh.
one thing I'm gonna say is I'm grateful and didn't realize like that clothes really was a thing. And I say that
Mm-hmm.
not in a way that to say that I'm better than anyone or had anything better or nothing, but to see the envy on other people because you were wearing certain things you didn't even know was a popular type of shoe or whatever it may
Yeah.
be. All the like the pressures, the bullying for kids that can't afford to have, families that can't afford to buy certain materials or clothes. That's the subject matter
Yeah.
overall. So we're probably going to stretch this out and touch on it on the Sunday show and really get into it. But just briefly, how do you feel about when it comes to how kids are represented? Should they be trying to dress up to be the part, or do you think? I mean, does it matter? What do you think? Let me ask you that.
Well, I mean, it's a couple parts to that, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
see if I can touch it.
Okay.
You know, to me, kids or anybody, you want to be accepted in your social. I mean,
Hey,
your
professor.
circle.
Hmm.
Hey, professor. So you want to be accepted in your circle, and for your age group and the people that you're around and all that stuff.
Right.
And I think that all of us, to a certain extent, you wore certain shoes because that's what they were. Let's just say the '70s. Those are the kind of shoes
Yeah.
they wore in the '70s.
Yeah.
You know. But the thing is, when you, I think you should kind of teach your kids too that having a $200, $300 pair of shoes on may not be make a lot of sense,
Uh,
and
right.
it shouldn't be where those things define them.
Right.
You know, you can define them. Like I said, I
Right.
understand want to be up to date,
Yeah.
and
I
you
do
should
feel you.
want to,
Yeah.
because kids are cruel. You want your child to feel comfortable with what they're in. But
Yeah. Very true.
again, it should never be that you not, you just couldn't fit in at all because you don't have these shoes or these clothes and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think kind of teaching them getting away from that part
Hmm.
helps them in the future until they realize that maybe I don't want to be like everybody else. Maybe I want
So,
my own individuality.
so can I
You know
ask
what I'm
you a
saying?
question from that? I do know what you're saying. Can I ask you a question
Yeah.
from that then? So,
Uh,
so in okay. So how do you push that to a child in this era? Because things are so. I know on YouTube you see all these makeup tutorials on how to get this perfect looking nose and this everybody wants to look so photo ready and so perfect and all of that. How do you
uh-huh.
teach? How do you push that energy to kids when it's even worse now when it comes to how they look and how they're presented, what they're wearing? How do you push that like to them?
I think it's first pushing confidence, pushing
Good
confidence.
answer.
Who do you want to be?
Good
Because
answer.
I can tell you really quick. I remember when there was rider boots were very
Mm-hmm.
popular when I was in junior high school, and
Okay.
rider boots were, I found out later, were really jockey boots that
Yeah.
you wore when you rode a horse.
Yeah.
And I had them on, and they were clunky and all that type of stuff. And after a while, I was like, uh, I feel kind of stupid a little
Yeah.
bit. I feel kind of odd.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, hey, if you got the money for it later in life and you want to do it, do it.
Right.
But I just think that you kind of teaching them to not be their authentic selves.
I feel that.
You know,
Good
I
answer.
know for me, I felt my authentic self, and this is gonna be really funny. Truly felt my authentic self when I one day I used to wear my hair braided all the time.
Yeah, I remember.
And one day I did not have the money to get it braided, but I was literally terrified to show
Yeah.
my natural hair.
Yeah, I feel
and
you on that too.
and then so I had to do something to go to work. I had
Yeah,
to look presentable to go to work, and I
of
can
course.
tell you honestly, it took that long to feel comfortable, to not care what other people said or thought. I
Yeah.
went from people thinking I was militant till I was not. I was unkept because my hair was not permed.
Mhm.
I've had people just kind of walk away a little bit. I
That's
don't know
what I want
where
to
they
get
would
into
get
too,
that
for real.
from.
Is hair, hair,
Yeah,
like a,
with the
parents' hair.
afro. But
Mm.
to wrap it up, let me go ahead and land the plane.
Oh,
No,
you
to
okay?
wrap it up, to have individuality is so important, and I think
Right.
you're your most comfortable when you're authentic. You are your authentic self when you know
Yeah.
who you are. So if you want to have your hair bright green, a bright green afro, you have to be comfortable with people saying whatever they're going to say and not caring,
Right.
but but then being who you are and putting on what you want to put on. And I think it takes some time.
You right about that though.
People, yeah, people are always gonna say something. Let's just say that people are always gonna say something about something.
Right.
Because you might realize I don't want to wear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just think I don't think we pour enough confidence into the children and
Yeah.
that
I feel you
understanding
on
right
that.
there, and kind of especially too if you have parents that are into you better look this way or look that way. I think
That's
that doesn't help.
pushing that more. Yeah. I was gonna say that's pushing
I
that
don't think it
more.
doesn't help. Yep.
Yeah. That's pushing that more.
So that's a
Yeah.
long answer, Trevon.
That's a good answer. It's a check-in. We just vibing. We just
Yeah.
talking on the subject. And like I said, the goal of Wednesdays anyway is just to check in with each other. Ask whoever's viewing
Hmm.
at the time or whoever's on the panel, like how you feeling, how are you? Like, and I want that to be genuine. I don't want to just be saying it just because we're online and all of that. I really want this, the check-in to be a thing. I want to. I mean, you my mom, so if I can't
Yeah.
call you
Yeah.
or we can't pull up on the house, that's different. But just in general,
Yeah.
like that's the time
Yeah.
we use it for.
Trevon, can I say one more thing about that
Of
that just
course you
popped
can.
up?
Of course you
When
can.
you were talking about things, and now I'm not trying to imply that, hey, if you like nice things, if your thing is a $500 shirt, it ain't tricking if you got it, you know,
That part.
and you're
That
older
part.
and you working and or you making your money or whatever it is. I'm just
Hmm.
saying, don't let those things define you. And sometimes we hide behind
Hmm.
things.
Yeah.
We hide, there's a deeper thing going on with us sometimes. We hide
Hmm.
behind things. We hide behind what we got, maybe what we have on, what we have sometimes.
Exactly.
And I just think, hey, I'm telling you, and that's a crazy example. I never felt as beautiful as I felt until I had that afro ever in
I
my
know
life.
that's right. I know
I'm
that's right.
serious.
That's
I'm
nice
serious.
to hear. Cause I like, for instance, I've always loved the subject of hair and what it meant. So going back like
Yeah.
in history and like not having products at all to people like teaching people how to
Yeah.
grow their hair, how to take care of their own hair. So I love the pride part of it. I'm happy about that. That's a,
Yes. That
that's a good outcome.
that and that's another show in itself
I
about
I do wanna bring up a
hair.
subject of hair, your hair,
Yeah,
and
hair.
because you
Yeah.
know, yeah, because generational, especially over like different generations, what it meant to like not have your hair a certain way, and you weren't wearing
Oh
wild
yeah.
styles, and there weren't dreadlocks, and all of that back
It was
then, and
yeah.
so
Yeah, it was just as important as your clothes
yes,
from head to
yes,
toe.
and
And
if
you
you can
know,
have on nice
people were
clothes, and
picked on.
yes,
And if you want to talk about, we were talking about, adjusting and stuff, going back to school, adjusting for the parents, adjusting for the children. That
exactly,
hair better be what that hair is going to be, because there were certain ones that really picked on you.
yeah,
Or, I think it's a little bit more freer now in some areas,
yes, I
you
feel that.
know, where it's not. But hair is very, very important for a bigger reason, in the African American community. It really
Yes,
is. And
yeah, it
I
really
could
is.
share that another time where that kind
Yeah,
of came from
yeah.
and
I would love
and
to
and
get
what
into
it
that.
meant.
Because your hair is your mental health. Let your hair fall out and see how you feel about life.
Oh yeah,
Let your hair
yeah,
start thinning or you start losing it, then you'll realize how valuable.
And
or what how much
that's
it
the
really is to
thing.
you. Hmm.
That's the thing, about hair. I had said something I haven't thought of in a long time.
Yeah,
We were watching something on television about a woman's hair falling out, and then
yeah,
I shave my head. I take the clippers to my head
yeah,
and let my hair grow back for whatever reason. I just wanted the sun to hit my head. My
yeah,
hair is back in 2 weeks. But
yeah,
there's a difference between especially a woman
yes,
losing her hair involuntarily.
yes,
Me
yes,
cutting my hair is by choice, and some
right,
women don't. Some people don't have a choice to losing their hair or whatever else,
exactly,
where it's just coming out or thinning or whatever it is. And I think it's not you not having control over that
right,
is very hard. I think for some people, but men and women, your hair is your crown and glory.
right.
For some folks, your head of hair, and when that's just gone,
Then,
it's
yeah,
it's it can be hard on some folks. It just mean different things to different people.
of course, yeah.
Yeah,
But so, dang, you know,
yeah,
well, well, one thing I want you to do too is give something to just parents in general. Forget whoever may who's watching. Being Grammy or whatever watching right now. Just in general, like
yeah.
something that you would say to parents because, mind you, like Libby's in school, so it's not like you don't currently know what some of those feel. Her adjusting to classes or new friends or whatever, and the parents. If I'm watching my child go through something that I have no really control over, they just got to deal with. Like any tips for parents when it just comes to the new year and them adjusting?
We know. I think with anything, parenting, it can be a very hard job,
Understood.
and there's no instruction manual that comes with a baby. There's nothing you can reference. So parenting can be a very hard or very challenging job. I think
Yeah,
the first thing that parents really need to do is know that they are doing the best that they can, giving themselves as much grace as they possibly can.
yeah,
Also, we're not perfect. So
understood.
maybe, you have to rearrange and adjust some things, for the children and definitely for yourself.
Right.
I just, when you say this, I really think of sometimes we don't give ourselves that grace
I
that
feel
we
that.
can't solve it all right in the moment.
Yeah,
We can't do it all.
yeah.
We pour into everyone, um, as we would do our families.
Hmm.
But just know you are definitely doing the best that you can.
Yeah.
You're working hard. You love your children. You love
Hmm.
your family.
Hmm.
Always improve. What you can, and be willing to take some constructive criticism on some things too.
that's easier. That's easier said than done. Yeah,
It definitely
easier
is
said
very
than done.
easier said than done. But
But it's
sometimes, yeah, sometimes some people think, not, we always say not all,
yeah, just to clear
think
air
that,
because
I'm providing, and that's, I'm doing what I need to be doing, but other things. So trying to find that balance.
I feel that.
Yeah, but
I
definitely
feel that.
that's the thing right there. So
Yeah.
you want to read our disclaimer, or I can read the disclaimer, and then we can.
Of course, yeah. I'm not gonna put that strain on you if you don't want to, because because of your eyes and
Oh
stuff like that.
yes.
I don't mind reading it. Yeah, I don't mind reading it for you. So as yeah, I'm glad you said that anyway. I mean, I did have the disclaimer rolling across the bottom, and in the beginning, I had
Oh.
Professor's like
Uh-huh.
visual disclaimer. But I'm glad that you reminded me because I was thinking about whether I wanted to slide it in there or not. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now.
Uh-huh.
So, as a friendly disclaimer, everybody, as a friendly JCI disclaimer, that is, the information in this video is not intended nor implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. All content is to be considered advice. We're just mental health advocates that are here for you. We're trying to connect with the people. We're trying to, like, tell you how we feel. We want to hear how you feel. I'm trying to get some energy stirred up. A lot of people need mental health discussions, safe spaces where mental health can be brought up, where they can be vulnerable. A lot of people don't even tap into the one thing that will keep them navigating efficiently in this lifetime, which is having a stable mind. So shout out to those who took the time to face what they had trouble with and they fixed it, or they're working on it. They're working to mend it and make it better. I wanted to say that it's always going to be, uh, a hard day ahead, but I wish everybody the best. Everyone that has went through something like myself. Sometimes I gotta wish myself the best. Sometimes I gotta do something to uplift myself. But
That praise,
yes,
yes.
that is our friendly disclaimer, everybody. So this Sunday coming up will be I can't remember if it's show. I don't know. We have a lot, but we do have this Sunday show, which is Just Stop It under the name of the movement. Just Stop It is going to be on Sundays from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's every other Sunday. So you'll catch this Sunday. We'll skip one, and then we'll be on that Sunday. But we will be on every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. And that is the pit stop, a day like today. So if you do stop by for any reason, if you catch this later, don't be afraid to tap in and just say hello. We want to talk to people. We don't want to talk at you. We want to talk with you, see how you feeling. We want to, just vibe. That's all it
Yes.
is. No more, no less. So don't be afraid. Thank you, Professor, for showing your support and still being in the comments regardless. Um,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll be excited to
Definitely,
see
definitely
everybody on
agree.
Sunday. Yeah, excited to continue the conversation on school. I would love to get into the subject of what hair means to us, especially to anyone, but especially to people of color. And the things that we go through around our hair. Our hair is our
Yes.
everything. Our hair is our representation. Like my mom said,
Yes.
just as equally as your clothing. So,
Yes.
I'm excited to see everybody on Sunday and excited to continue the conversation because this might brew up some really interesting things that, like for instance, hair. One thing I don't really hear people discuss too openly, but I would love to hear that. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. There's so many
But
different components to that
mhm,
subject. So, I can go on and on, but again, stop by Wednesday and stop by Sunday. We talk about different things that pertain to, mental health and well being. And those are all things. It's a very, very deep dive into making sure that you secure good mental health. So, if you have any ideas, if you have anything that you would definitely want to see on the
mhm,
show, that
yeah,
deserve or that need discussion or open discussion, please, don't be afraid to stop by our page. Don't be afraid to drop a comment here. We'll definitely see it and, put it into
respond.
the
I'm looking
cat
for it.
for consideration. So
Yep.
thanks again for coming by. Thanks for all our supporters and everything. Um, Thank you for coming in, Miss Margaret, Miss Mommy.
Thank you, Grammy.
All right.
Miss
So
Mommy.
y'all
Right.
y'all take care and y'all have a
All
good
right.
night. Great
All
mental
right,
health.
Mommy. Thank you so much for joining with me, of course.
Of course. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like I said, be sure to tune into our Sunday show. We are getting back into school. Everybody's not in school. I'm out. I graduated. I had my time, but for people like my sister, and not even just for the kids, but for the parents, we want to reach out to y'all too and talk to y'all about what it feels like to readjust. You not, you got to watch the kids a little closer. You got to, do a little more to get them up. You got to make a lot more movements. There's a lot more going on when you're getting back into the school swing versus your kids just, going to bed when they won or whatever. So I give grace, honor, and glory to all the parents out there that are doing what you're supposed to do. I know that it's tough. I know with everything being as costly as it is, sending your kids off to school, whatever it may be. Shout out to my cousin Anaya for starting in school. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Shout out to my sister who's climbing up in the ranks when it comes to school. Getting older, time is flying by, but definitely appreciate everybody who shows love on this platform. So I'm excited to continue the conversation on school and how that's going and how that will be current events, current things that may be of a benefit to you guys. So book bag drives and things. I will be making connections and bringing people to the platform that can give resources for the Maryland area. I live in Southern Maryland, but it could be Maryland, DC. I know I have people in all areas that can help with book bags and school supplies. May not be large, huge amounts, but it will be uh, ways to deliver to you personally, so or for you to be able to pick up so that you can have those resources because everyone needs school supplies. If I come across any resources where we can, where JTI can link you to clothing, not only do I suggest places like thrift stores and stuff as well, that could be lighter. Make it work. If it's a good shirt, it doesn't have to be a Sean John shirt or Gucci shirt or a Prada shirt. None of that. Let's make it. Let's be smart about our movements, especially to the people of color. Everybody is involved, but especially to the people of color. Let's please do a little bit more to make it work. See y'all later.
I don't subscribe to anybody who's not a part of anything pushing me forward. It's harder to do than it's easier to say than to do, but when you work yourself to that point, honestly, people who are not benefiting me, people who are not pushing me forward, any of my causes or anything. What's up, Molly? Shout out to Molly too. That's the man right there. That's the inspiration for all of this.
Molly. Thank you for coming through. Yeah. Now, I have to laugh. I'm just laughing to myself today because you say, I'm just thinking about something. Ariel, shout out to Ari, my youngest.
Shout out to Ari.
I used to tell her, she used to tell me, sometimes when people used to, customer service has really changed over the past years or so.
Don't talk to me about it.
You got, right. Trent, you know.